Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Literary Voyage. Actually in this video I have not added any type of photos. Let's check how you can imagine it while I'm explaining, and I will try my best to explain deeply, create visuals in your mind. Okay, so I want to explain you how the poem is in little summary. Two men, one wall. There is one wall and two men, and 1,000 years of tradition. Welcome to Mending Wall, a poem that questions why we separate ourselves even when there is nothing to protect. Robert Frost doesn't just describe the seasons, he dissects human behavior. Okay, so Mending Wall, the poem by Robert Frost. This poem is the opening poem of his second collection of poetry entitled North of Boston, and it is published in 1914. Like most of the poems in the above mentioned collection, Mending Wall narrates a story based in rural New England. This is the story of the fence that is rebuilt every spring between the lands of two New England farmers. So, grab your metaphorical gloves. We are going wall mending with the master of modern poetry. Okay, before starting this poem, I want to tell you that the narrator of this poem is the poet itself. So let's start the poem. I will explain you line by line. So our first line is, something there is that doesn't love a wall. It means here the poet introduces a mysterious something, a force in nature that resists the idea of walls. Okay, this line personifies nature as a being that dislikes barriers. It sets a philosophical tone. Okay, doesn't love a wall. This phrase implies that walls go against the nature, and it go against the natural order of openness and connection. The second line is that saints the frozen ground swell under it. Nature causes the ground to swell and rise during the winter, pushing against the wall's base, means the foundation of the wall. A frozen ground swell meaning is the upward push of frozen earth in cold weather. And if you want the visual imagery of the nature slowly but persistently working against man-made barriers, this is the meaning. Okay, third line is, and spills the upper boulders in the sun. It means this natural force dislodges the stones at the top, making them tumble down into the sunlight. Okay, the spills the upper boulders creates a vivid image of a disorder caused by the nature. Okay, like earthquake, like that. The boulders means a very large rock. Okay, or a stone, you can, and makes gap even two can pass abreast. The gaps created are so wide that two people can walk side by side through them. Abreast means side by side. Here you can say that the gap was very wide, like if two people stand together, that much space is there. Here the ornament is, or you can say the figurative line he have used, that hyperbole, exaggeration he have used to show how large and obvious these gaps are. Let's move for the next line. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair. Okay, the work of hunter is another thing means now the poet shifts to the different cause of the wall's destruction, human activity, especially the hunters. Okay, the transition from nature's quiet mischief to man's intentional interference. And the next line is I have come after them and made repair means the speaker repairs the damage hunters leave behind. The damage which is left behind by the hunters. Okay, a responsible tone is very responsible. Okay, the almost resigned tone of someone who regularly fixes what others destroy. Where they have left not one stone on a stone. The hunters completely, okay, we will understand what the meaning of the first line, then we will go for next. Okay, the hunters completely dismantle parts of the wall, leaving no stone in place. The repetition of stone, she has used that one stone on stone. Okay, the repetition of stone emphasizes the extent of the damage. The next line is, but they would have the rabbit out of hiding. They destroy the wall just to chase rabbits out of the hiding places. The slightly critical idea is that highlighting how small purposes lead to great damages. And the last line of this paragraph is to please the yelping dogs. The real reason is to satisfy the barking hunting dogs. Yelping means barking. Okay, the yelping is onomatopoeic and mimicking the sound and adding auditory imagery. The gaps, I mean, no one has seen them made or heard them made. Okay, the meaning of these lines is, the poet clarifies he is more interested in the mysterious silent gaps made by the nature and the mysterious tone, the absence of a maker makes the gaps feel magical or airy. Okay, the next line is, but at spring mending time we find them there. Every spring, when it's time to repair the wall, these gaps are simply there, like seasonal surprises. The word meaning of the mending time means a specific period to fix or restore. Nature and human habits are woven together through seasons, he want to say through these lines. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill. What's the meaning of this line? So the speaker contacts his neighbor who lives lives over the hill to arrange wall repairs. Subtle reminder of physical and emotional distance. The next line is, and on a day we meet to walk the line. So they meet and walk along the wall's boundary together. Both the people walk along the wall's boundary together. Walk the line also suggests emotional balance or following a tradition. Next line is and set the wall between us once again. Together they rebuild the wall that separates them physically and perhaps mentally also. Ironic theme is like working together to maintain separation. We keep the wall between us as we go. The meaning of this line is even as they work side by side, they remain separated by the wall. A metaphor for human relationships is used here, like a close yet distance. They are close, still they are distant. Next line is to each the boulders that have fallen to each. Means each man handles the stones that fell on his own side. The personal responsibility within state boundaries is shown here. Next line is and some are loaves and some so nearly balls. Okay, loaves means the pieces. Okay, pieces of the breads. So some stones are flat like loaves of bread, others round like balls. Simile and the visual imaginary is like the comparison makes the stones feel almost alive, like they are seems like the loaves of the bread or some seems like the balls. Next line is we have to use a spell to make them balance. The task is so tricky that it feels like they are using magic to get the stones to stay put. Here the metaphor is used like turning hard labor into enchantment or into the magic. Stay where. Next line is stay where you are until our backs are turned. Its meaning is they jokingly imagine the stones have minds of their own and might move if not watched. Personification is there and the humor lighten the tone. Next line is we wear our fingers rough with handling them. The work is physically tiring and leaves their hands rough. Okay, the tactile imaginary is there, like makes the effort feel real and relatable by using that we wear our fingers rough. Next line is oh, just another kind of outdoor game. It means the speaker compares wall mending to a game, perhaps boring but traditional. Okay, light-hearted but also the light mocking too, little mocking too. And the next line is one on a side. It comes to little more. It means each man sticks to his own side. It feels like a game with no real purpose. Okay, the meaningless repetition of social customs. Okay, next line is there where it is we do not need the wall. It means the speaker insists there is no need for a wall in this place. Okay, rational and the questioning tone is there. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. It means their lands are different. his neighbor grows, means the poet's neighbor, okay, the neighbor of the poet grows pine trees in his farm, and the speaker has apple trees. The symbolic of different personalities and worldviews is used here. Second line is, my apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. The meaning of these lines, why the poet is saying like this, okay, he jokes that his apple trees won't invade and eat the pine cones, so why to fear? The humor and gentle sarcasm is here to make a logical point. Next line is, she only says, good fences make good neighbors. It means, but the neighbor repeats, okay, he only sees means who says? The neighbor says, his poet's neighbor says. Neighbor repeats a traditional saying, means the good fences make good neighbors. This is the traditional saying for valuing boundaries above all. And the theme is in this line like a blind belief in tradition also. Here we can take it as positive also, positive point also, means if we go closer to anyone, it can cause arguments or conflicts or disputes like that in between us. So the distance is also better sometimes. Second line is, spring is the mischief in me and I wonder. It means the season makes the speaker playful and questioning. Mischief represents curiosity and rebellion against old ways. Okay, the last line is, if I could put a notion in his head, it means he wishes he could make the neighbor think differently. Okay, here the poet is very hopeful and persuasive. Next line is, why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. The meaning of these lines is, he questions the saying. Our poet questions the saying, fences are needed for animals, but they have none, means they don't have any animal. So why the need of fence is there? So logical and rhetorical questioning is there. Next line is, before I built a wall, I would ask to know that what I was walling in or walling out. It means the poet reflects. Okay, here poet reflects, walls should only be built with understanding who is being kept in or out. Who is being kept in or out. Okay, the philosophical tone is here and invites deep thinking. It invites deep thinking. Next line is, and to whom I was like to give offense. It means that one should consider who might feel excluded or hurt by a wall. The emotional consequences of the isolation is there. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. Okay, he repeats the mysterious idea, nature or the human spirit, okay, longs for openness. Here builds rhythm. Okay, refrain is builds rhythm and emphasizes the central idea. Next line is, I could say else to him. He considers blaming magical creatures as a joke. A playfulness adds whimsy and fantasy. Okay, This lines makes something playfulness in this poem. Okay, the elves means elf elf means the small creature with pointed ears who has magical powers like that, or a magical creature you can say. Okay, a fictional character. Next line is, but it's not elves like exactly, and I would rather. He said it to for himself. He knows. Okay, the meaning of this line is he knows it's not really elves. It is more meaningful, but wants the neighbor to realize it himself. Here the theme is the personal awakening. Next line is, I see him there bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage armed. The meaning of this line is he sees his neighbor carrying stones like a warrior, primitive and strong. Okay, the simile is used here, and the image of a savage hints at being stuck in old tradition. Next line is, he moves in darkness as it seems to me, not of woods only and the shade of trees. The meaning of these lines is, to the speaker, the neighbor is mentally or spiritually in darkness and unable to see the bigger truth. Here, the ignorance and tradition is used, and this darkness is not just physical, it's metaphorical also. A lack of awareness or questioning. The symbolism is used here, like darkness means closed mindedness. Okay, the next line is, he will not go behind his father's saying. The neighbor won't question the old proverb passed down by his father. Okay, here the blind adherence to tradition is shown. The next and our last lines are, the last lines of this poem are, and he likes having thought of it so well, he says again, good fences make good neighbors. Means he proudly repeats the same saying, showing how deeply rooted such ideas can be. The sad irony is used here, clinging to division even when unity makes more sense. Okay, the neighbor cannot disagree with his father in saying that good fences account for peace among the neighbors. Here we have finished our poem. The explanation is done, and comment here if you have any query about the meaning of any line. So let's meet in another poem. Till then, bye and happy learning.